All right, Maximus Analysis here for April 8th, 2016. And we're starting with the ES on the weekly time frame. We can see we have these lower highs in place currently. So we need to see this low of 2026 hold next week. Again, 2019.25 is actually the low of last week as well. So we want that band of support to continue. They get some volume increase here, but we need to see some follow through in regards to price. Volume can tell you a lot of things, but we want to see price give us the confirmation. On the daily time frame, again, you can see that they got up. I think they got up to about what 2059 or something like that. But they closed near the lows. So still trading sideways. Now we're starting to get back into, we're not layering above the highs. Remember we talked about on the daily time, in all time frames actually, wanting to get layers of the highs. Layers of the highs. We're not getting that right now. We're starting to get some grinding sideways, and it can be very annoying. But we still have to just respect that the underlying trend is bullish right now. Now, again, they give us any type of gaps. We'll see what happens, or Sunday when we open, we'll see specifically, but they held the 2036 area pretty well all day. Again, the weekly time frame is what we're really looking at to say, okay, if they start breaking in here, and let's say they get to kind of like a mid-level here, again, we've always said that that 1935 area was pretty significant, but the ones that we've been talking about a lot is the 1978 and the 1965 areas. So again, we don't want any pullback to that. And if you guys say, how could it get that? That's 100 points. S&P points with the type of rally we've just had, we just want to make sure some pullbacks don't crack those levels, or we're going to try to test this bull trend line we have here on the weekly. Let's go to the NQ on the daily. And again, same thing, we see them at these levels, and the good thing about the NQ is that, again, they're still above these previous highs. Now, we do have some levels that we will continue to watch. Again, this price action is very difficult. On the weekly time frame for NQ, let's look and see if we get any type of confirmation here. And again, we want to see this 4450.75 level to hold. Of course, let's go back to the daily just to give some perspective here. We want the 44.22 area to hold. Okay, the bulls need to get back above 45.41.50, and then they run and continue to probably go into the middle of here and see what they do at 4600. But we really want to see what's happening there. YM, we are still holding our 17,250 area, which again we'll continue to watch, and of course 17,000. Crude had a monster day, up $2.26 into the close. Again, the target would be more of this 44.44 or this 200-day moving average. Now, we want them to hold this bull pivot that we have here of 35. What was it? 3501 was the bull pivot right here. Again, the areas that we say no, we don't want anything about that. And of course, what we have here showing on the daily time frame as well is just 3523. Now we'll look at the weekly time frame, and you can see that you have a nice bullish candle setting up right here. And again, they could squeeze a lot of people if they get above these levels right here. So we'll continue to watch because again, they have a nice bull with very significant volume on the weekly time frame as well. So that's given a plus to the bull side here, and such a hell of a candle. Again, clearing above these previous highs. Looks like they're going to go. And again, we don't want them to get back below this 37.50 area, and of course the 35 area. So let's look at some equity names here. We're going to start with a daily of Apple. Now, Apple's weekly low, again, they're testing this 200-day moving average right now, and the weekly low is 108.12. And the reason why I say that is, if you look on the weekly time frame, you can see that it still looks very weak. You have a nice retracement up here, but this would continue to show lower highs, lower highs, lower high if we get a break below here, and especially a break below last week's low, which is around the 105 area. So continue to watch that, and don't let the daily blind you from what the weekly is trying to tell you. Let's look here. We will look at Amazon. And Amazon, again, sideways. Again, I was so sideways, painful. Okay, we looked at this, one a whole of this 585.25 area, and also look at the date of April 25th, and we're going to see if we're either going to make a low or a high around that day. So continue to watch that. Facebook on the daily, you can see it had a big rundown, and we got to be real cautious with Facebook in regards to just blindly going long, because if you look at the week, again, this is the high of February 1st. It took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks to not even get above this high. So we want to see if they're going to follow through for more downside and get back into this 105.50 area. So we'll continue to watch that. Tesla finally gave a breakdown. This is the weekly. So again, want to see them hold the previous lows. Okay, the 240 level is a huge level for here. So again, we have indecision doji, but we have the daily telling us that again, we want them to hold that level. 215 is a critical level, but that's all the way down here. That'd be 2 weeks back low that we were talking about before. So right now, the critical level is you just want them to hold, which they tapped and went right back up, but not just like $2 was 2048.67. So let's continue to watch that and go from there. So again, we'll continue to see these aggressive time frames helping things out, and we'll continue to look. So again, take care, and we'll tackle them again on Monday.